To everybody else, it looked like a mother celebrating her son coming home from prison. But to Dana, it meant far more than that. It meant the waiting was over. The praying was over. The fear, the visits, the years of hoping her son would finally be free. She thought all of it had finally led to this moment. She welcomed Darren Jenkins home herself, hugged him, threw a party for him, thanked God for bringing her family back together. While Dana saw a chance, other relatives saw something else. They said something about him felt wrong almost immediately. Cold eyes, long silences, strange behavior. One relative would later say she could see the evil in him. And just 6 days after Dana thanked God for bringing...
Say, y'all can see this shit on Instagram? Y'all can see this shit on Instagram? Or no? Y'all can't see that shit on Instagram? No? Alright, I must have did something wrong with that. Let me start it over there. We gotta start it over, y'all. What I did wrong? I did something wrong, but fuck it. I don't know what I did wrong, but it is what it is right now. There, I got 2 screens over there. So, let me play this for y'all.
She was known as warm, patient. Visits, the years of hoping her son would finally be free, she thought all of it had finally led to this moment. She welcomed Darren Jenkins home herself, hugged him, threw a party for him, thanked God for bringing her family back together. But while Dana saw a second chance, other relatives saw something else. They said something about him felt wrong almost immediately. Cold eyes, long silences, strange behavior. One relative would later say she could see the evil in him. And just 6 days after Dana thanked God for bringing her son home, Darren Jenkins murdered both her and his brother Darren inside their home. What happened to Darren during those years in prison that made him come home and destroy the very people who never stopped loving him? Welcome to Family Crimes TV. I bring you gripping true crime stories. Every day centered around family, relationships, and the moments where everything changes. If you're drawn to real cases, dark realities, and the psychology behind crimes within families, subscribe now and like this video as you step deeper into the story with me. Wilson, North Carolina is the kind of place where people recognize familiar faces at grocery stores, wave from front porches, and hear about tragedy long before it ever reaches the news. It was the kind of community where church life mattered, family names carried weight, and people still checked on one another during hard times. And for years, Dana Jenkins had been one of the people others quietly leaned on. She was known as warm, patient, and deeply faithful. The kind of woman who always seemed to make room for somebody else's problems, even while carrying her own. Friends described her as nurturing and selfless, someone who genuinely believed people could change if they were shown enough love, enough grace, and enough support. Her faith was not something she only talked about on Sundays. It shaped the way she treated people every day. At Mount Moriah Community Church, Dana was known for her kindness and consistency. She stayed involved, encouraged people during difficult moments, and carried herself with a calmness that made others feel comfortable around her. She worked hard to provide for her family, but no matter how exhausting life became, her children remained at the center of everything she did, especially her 2 sons, Darren Jenkins and Darren Cox. Even after Darren's life began moving in a troubling direction, Dana never stopped believing he would eventually find his way back. While others became frustrated or lost hope, she held on tighter. She wrote letters to him while he was incarcerated. She visited him. She prayed for him constantly. To Dana, prison was not supposed to be the end of her son's story. She believed one day he would come home different, better, whole again. Family members would later say that Dana truly believed God was going to restore her family. But while Dana spent years trying to save her oldest son, the center of her daily life had quietly become her youngest. Darren Cox was only 15 years old, but people around him spoke about him in a way that made him seem older in maturity and character. At Bedingfield High School, he had built a reputation as a respectful, intelligent, and genuinely kind teenager. He was an honor roll student, but what stood out most to people was not just his academics. It was the way he treated others. Teachers remembered his quiet confidence and calm personality. Friends remembered someone who always smiled, always helped, and never seemed interested in drama or attention. He was easy to be around. At church, Darren became heavily involved in media and youth activities. He helped with music and technical work during services, spending long hours around people who watched him grow up. Adults in the congregation often spoke about him with pride because he carried himself differently from many teenagers his age. Respectful, grounded, focused. And his relationship with Dana was unusually close. They were inseparable in many ways. Family members often joked that they acted more like best friends than mother and son. Darren helped her around the house, stayed close to her during church events, and brought energy into the home that balanced out the stress Dana had carried for years. When people saw Dana smiling, Darren was usually somewhere nearby. He became her comfort during some of the hardest years of her life. But even while peace inside that home between Dana and Darren, there was always another reality hanging over the family in the background. Darren's absence, his legal troubles, his time behind bars. Long before prison, Darren had already started building a criminal record. What began as theft and smaller crimes gradually escalated into more serious behavior. There were break-ins, stolen firearms, and repeated encounters with law enforcement.
I'm tripping. It's my trip. Does this nigga not look like a fucking demon? You know what? Let me mind my business and continue. This little motherfucker, he look like he can't be saved. You know what? I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover. I just don't know. It's demonized. Well, I don't know. I don't know, partner. Don't kill me.
Family members tried to help him repeatedly, but the pattern kept continuing. Eventually, he was sentenced to prison after charges connected to breaking into homes and stealing guns. And while Dana never abandoned him emotionally, incarceration only seemed to deepen concerns surrounding him. Reports later revealed that Darren accumulated multiple disciplinary issues while incarcerated, including violent incidents and threatening behavior. He was denied parole twice because of his conduct behind bars. To many people outside the family, those details painted a troubling picture. But to Dana, he was still her son, still someone worth fighting for. Meanwhile, Darren continued growing up while his older brother remained absent from the home. Years passed with Dana trying to balance hope for one son while protecting the peace she had built with the other. Then March 25, 2025 finally arrived. For Dana, it felt like the answer to years of prayer. She picked Darren up herself after his release from prison. Family members gathered, food was prepared, decorations were placed around the house. There was a handmade welcome home atmosphere surrounding Snowden Drive that day. Dana embraced her son emotionally, relieved that he was finally back home after years away. And later,
What's up? That's him? It can't be him. I must be the son. I must be the other son, right? This not the, this can't be the nigga with the tattoos, huh? Can't be the nigga. That might be the younger son or something. That might be the little brother.
she made the Facebook post that would eventually haunt everyone who saw it afterward. "My baby is home. Lord, I thank you." To Dana, it represented healing, restoration, a second chance for her family. But while Dana saw hope, others immediately noticed something that unsettled them. Relatives would later describe Darren as distant and emotionless during the celebration. In photographs taken that day, family members remembered his blank stare and cold expression. While everyone else smiled and embraced one another, he appeared disconnected from the moment completely. Some people described an uneasiness they could not explain. One relative later admitted she felt like she could see evil in his eyes. At
You
first,
think?
she tried to ignore the feeling. But once the celebration ended and life inside the home settled into routine again, the atmosphere began changing almost immediately. Darren barely spoke. He paced through the house late at night. Sometimes relatives would notice him standing silently near windows for long stretches without saying anything. Other times, he appeared distracted or detached during conversations, almost
You got fucked. You got fucked. You got fucked, yo. You got fucked. Check it out, man. He got fucked. A nigga took his manhood. You heard me? He's so fucked up in the head, he don't know what to do. You heard me? He nigga took his manhood. I don't know how that is. I can't even imagine. But I done seen niggas who they got, you know, yeah, with the yeah backed up. You hear me? And this what they do. Like this they action. Like after nigga yell, like them dudes be standoffish. Like it's like a turtle in a shell now. Like, I don't know, bitch. Ain't never had no shit like that happen to me, thank God, you hear me? No, but I done seen it happen, around, and it's like them dudes go into a shell, and I guess he still was in that shell, you hear me? It sound like he still was in that shell. It sound like he got fucked, bro, when he was in prison.
as if his mind was somewhere else entirely. Family members noticed sudden mood changes, strange silences, and behavior that made people increasingly uncomfortable around him. One night, someone saw him standing motionless outside Darren's bedroom door in the hallway, silent, still, just staring. The image disturbed everybody who witnessed it, but nobody wanted to upset Dana. She had waited years for this moment, years believing her son would eventually come home changed. Nobody wanted to be the person who shattered that happiness. Then there was the hand injury. Darren suddenly appeared with his hand wrapped in a makeshift bandage, refusing to explain what happened. Shortly afterward, he asked Dana for $200, claiming he needed to buy a few things. Dana handed him the money without hesitation. Later, investigators would discover purchases connected to bleach, duct tape, and a hunting knife. By then, fear had already started creeping quiet Snowden Drive, and with every passing day, the tension inside that home kept building toward something nobody fully understood yet. But several people had already begun fearing. March 31st, 2025, started like an ordinary Monday in Wilson. Outside the home on Snowden Drive, nothing looked unusual. Cars moved through the neighborhood normally, people went to work. Children came home from school. But inside Dana Jenkins' house, the tension that had been quietly building for days was reaching its breaking point. Exactly what unfolded inside the home during those final moments has never been fully laid out publicly, but sometime that afternoon, the violence began. The same home Dana had worked so hard to fill with faith, forgiveness, and stability suddenly became the center of unimaginable horror. At around 5:30 p.m., a confusing emergency call came into dispatch. The person on the line was unclear, and operators struggled to fully understand what was happening, only that something was terribly wrong. Officers were immediately sent to the home on Snowden Drive. When police arrived, the outside of the house appeared almost completely normal. There were no obvious signs of forced entry. No chaos spilling into the street. Dana's vehicle was still outside. The porch sat quiet. But when officers attempted to make contact, the door would not open. What they found after entering the home would leave even experienced officers shaken. Dana Jenkins had been stabbed to death inside the house she had spent years trying to hold together. Further inside the home, officers found 15-year-old Darren Cox. Evidence at the scene suggested he may have tried to get away during the attack, but he never made it out. The violence inside...
Y'all think he hated his brother because he was gay and he been raped in jail? Cause that what it's given. That what it's given. Cause his brother, they keep showing his brother. Why they keep showing him the gay nigga? Like, who is who? Like, which one is which? Like, this must be the gay brother. You hear me? Then he was standing outside the man doing shit. It probably was that. Every time I come home and this bitch gay and I got touched back there. Oh no. Oh no. He probably think his brother possessed or something with a demon.
The house was described as extreme, the kind of scene that stays with investigators long after they leave it behind. And then came the detail that stunned the entire community even more. Daron Jenkins was still inside the house when police arrived. He did not run. He did not fight officers. Reports described him as calm during the arrest, almost emotionless. Within hours, authorities announced that Dana's oldest son had been charged with murdering both his mother and younger brother. News spread through Wilson almost immediately. People struggled to process what they were hearing. A mother and teenage son murdered inside their own home. The suspect, her recently released son. For many people, it did not even sound real at first. Neighbors gathered outside the crime scene in disbelief while police tapes surrounded the home. People who had seen Dana smiling days earlier now stood outside trying to understand how everything had collapsed so quickly.
Just released from prison last week, is now charged with killing his mother and younger brother after they were found dead in their Wilson County home on Monday.
Today, a family member who lives right next door is talking with WITN. Amarachi Uche is live in Wilson with more. And Amarachi, what did they tell you?
Yeah, Darian Jenkins is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder after police say he killed his mother and younger brother. They were found dead here in this home behind me. Now, the cousin of the mother is speaking to us, trying to figure out how this could have happened.
I always smile. I can see her smile right now. She always smiles.
That's how Juanilia Cornigi describes her cousin, Dana Jenkins. Now she is left shocked and hurt after learning Jenkins was found dead in her Wilson home alongside her 15-year-old son. The suspect in these horrific murders, Jenkins' older son.
I would have never thought that. I would have never thought he would do something like that. Not like this.
Police say on Monday they went to this home on Snowden Drive shortly before 5:30 p.m. and found the 50-year-old Dana Jenkins and a 15-year-old boy dead. According to Cornigi, the 15-year-old's name is Darren. Tuesday, police say they have the son of Dana and the older brother to Darren, Darian Jenkins, in custody for these deaths. Cornigi says that in the days leading up to the murders, she felt something was off with Darian.
You could see it. The look. It told you everything. But I had no idea that you was getting ready to do what you did.
This church is where Dana and Darren found comfort. Bishop Sherman Blandon says he knew them well.
It has been very difficult, confusing, troubling.
Cornigi remembers speaking to her cousin Sunday night and seeing police around the building the next day, telling her that 2 of her family members were now gone. The 25-year-old now faces 2 counts of first-degree murder, leaving Cornigi wondering how this could have happened.
Couldn't figure out why he did it and what for.
Cornigi says they just had 5 deaths in the family, so these murders only add to that pain. She says she's not going to take it one day at a time and remember the good times she had with her cousin. Reporting live in Wilson, Amarachi Uche, WITN News.
All right, thank you, Amarachi. Now, records show the 25-year-old Jenkins was released from state prison 1 week ago after serving time for larceny of firearms and several breaking and enterings of vehicles convictions. Jenkins is now being held without bond.
At Mount Moriah Community Church, grief moved through the congregation like a wave. Dana and Darren were deeply connected to the church community, and the loss hit hard. Bishop Sherman Blandon opened the church for an emergency prayer service as devastated members gathered searching for answers that nobody seemed able to give. During the service, the bishop admitted something many people in the room were already feeling. Even as a man of faith, I have questions.
And now at 5:30, a 25-year-old is accused of killing his mother and little brother in Wilson days after being released from prison. Today, we learn more about the victims, identified as Dana Jenkins and her son, Darren.
Darren was just 15 years old, a student at Bedingfield High School. Deron Jenkins appeared in court for the first time today, charged with their murders. He remains in jail without bond. Today, crews in hazmat suits were seen coming in and out of the home where this all happened last night.
WRAL's Carly Haynes joins us live outside of that home on Snowden Drive. Carly, you spoke with neighbors about what they witnessed in the days before.
And neighbors didn't know Deron all that well because he had been in prison, though they say when they saw him at home, he'd been acting oddly. Meanwhile, the victims' friends, families, and members of their church are devastated. A church community.
Oh, shit, here go right to y'all. Hold on.
Sees, feels, and hears us.
Through prayer.
Thank you for
Found it.
difficult, confusing, troubling.
25-year-olds Deron Jenkins.
Fuck that down.
Ferdinand Ferd Woolens, a Sophie B. Wright graduate who died days after being shot. Friends and family held a vigil in his honor on Monday. Ferd should have been celebrating his first week after high school, but instead loved ones are mourning. He graduated Monday from Sophie B. Wright. By Tuesday morning, police say he was shot in the 7th Ward. He died Friday from his wounds. Friends say he was a strong student with a full scholarship to LSU, with dreams of becoming an architect.
He could have been the president. Ferd was very smart. He could have been whatever he wanted to be. If he was here, I know he would have did it.
Police say homicide detectives are investigating and no suspect has been identified. The Orleans Parish Coroner has identified 18-year-old Ferdinand Ferd Woolens, a Sophie B. Wright graduate who died days after being shot. Friends and family held a vigil in his honor on Monday.
Say, ain't that the little dude who be with what the little dude name is who be dancing? What the little dude name is, man? Man, he be with the little dude, man. Them little dudes still in school, man. What the little dude name is, man? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Man, what the little dude name is, man? He be with, man. Let Edgar come and trip out. That's his name. Edgar, man. Let Edgar, man. He hang with Lil Edgar, man. All them little dudes still in school. Damn. They were just posting their cap and gown pictures. I just was seeing that. Oh my God. So this what they was talking about? Wow. I didn't know this who they was talking about. So, them little dudes just be dancing and shit, right? Are they into something? Them little dudes into something, y'all? Man, bro, I hope not. That's sad as a motherfucker. Man, that's sad, man. We gotta do better, bro. We gotta protect these kids. The man was going to LSU. This is another sad story, y'all. I want y'all to check out.
Or beating my baby, grabbing the head, beating my tail for no reason. Stop me, girl. Get off me now, boy. Gilbert! Gilbert! Get out of here. He's choking my son and calling him the N-word as soon as Sarah walks out the classroom. What? He's choking him, and that's why I said cameras need to be in the class. Y'all let this happen to him. I beg y'all. He was pinching him and choking him, calling him a stupid. And y'all let this happen. On the camera? On the camera in his hair. Whoever it is, I don't know if it's you or Mr. R. Whoever
Y'all do that? There you go. No homo. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Y'all let this happen. I told y'all my son's a good boy. I had to put a camera on his hair just to see that my child's been abused in the classroom. Choked and being called. And he's nonverbal. This is my baby. My child, and he will get justice because y'all let this happen. Mr. R needs to get locked up now.
See, Ron, my daughter was nonverbal when she first started school, Ron. And it wasn't that she couldn't talk. It's just that she didn't like talking. You heard me? And I noticed that. And then for COVID, we kept our baby inside and away from everybody. So, you know, my baby wasn't interacting with nobody but us. So, you know what I mean? She was really like non-verbal with everybody else. She wouldn't tell you a motherfucking thing. She'll just look at your stupid ass, you hear me? So we had to get her out that look. You gotta start, you know, yeah. So I understand what she talking about, like the non-verbal children, like, you hear me? They can't really explain themselves. That's why I really went to like getting with my daughter every day. Good morning, everybody. You hear me? Getting with my baby every day. You feel me? This shit sad, y'all.
More because my son can't say somebody hurting me. I don't even want to watch the rest of the video. My son is non-verbal autism.
So check it out. If y'all will come up, y'all welcome to come up. You hear me? Just say drop the link and we can talk about whatever. You hear me? We talking about this morning. We had the firing code shit. I'm gonna play that again for y'all. Play that again. Play that again. Yeah. But that little shit, dog, that little shit with that little dude was sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But play this shit again. No accountability again. Watch out.
Oh, the sidewalk jumping is selling a day. People walking through. Yeah.
Good morning, Jim Baby. Good morning, sweetheart. How you feeling today?
How y'all doing? Hey, I see you,
Want
Queen
to come
Arlene.
up on the panel? Y'all are welcome to.
Yeah. Ronaldo, I see you.
Talking about everything this morning.
Congratulations to Mr. Pierre Crockett.
Yes.
And Miss Stephanie Bridges.
And Miss Bridges.
Lee Up Next is home, y'all. Lee Up Next is home.
Great Monday morning. We're sitting back assessing our agenda.
Skip next.
Sure that
Skip definitely next.
we got everything.
Matter of fact, Skip sitting on the dock right now. You heard me?
Okay.
Skip sitting on the dock right now, bitch. Stop playing.
I'm going to give you the story and then I'm going to let this go. But, I mean, on here, I'm going to let it go. But I'm not going to just let it go. What's up, famous stranger? I see you. Listen. When Kobe Bryant got accused of rape, he lost all his endorsements. Allen Iverson got caught with a joint in another nigga hand in the backseat of his car and lost all his endorsements. Do y'all hear me? Yeah, it's like thing looking like a nigga mama. Beautiful thing. Free Skip, you're right. Look, I want to tell y'all, let me address that first. The posts that y'all are seeing, they're not to help Skip. They're hurting Skip, actually. They're for clout. And I just had to say that right out the bat. Good morning, neighbor. How you doing? Had to say that right out the bat. Anytime you want to discuss anything with me about anyone that I care for that's in jeopardy, you got to come see me. And you got to deserve to even get an answer from me. Everybody know how I'm coming. And so, Nola Comedy Clips, beat who down? There is no virtual consequence for a real nigga. That ain't, that virtual consequences ain't real to me.
Score for 3, my bad.
But what I want to say is,
You're still on the
this is what y'all came to hear, and I hear it. I look up the other day, I see a post about Oliver Thomas' wife, sponsorship Burrell. I look up today for the fourth or fifth time, see a post about me, sponsorship Burrell, right? So that's why I brought up how Allen Iverson lost his bread and how Kobe Bryant lost his bread, right? You can't sponsor something and say you're not responsible for what it's doing and producing. Yeah, right? So here's the deal. I didn't want to do this, but I see I'm going to have to now. When me and my wife first got married, about 4 years ago, we were sitting in the yard playing with our dogs and the phone rang. It was a lady who had an issue and was trying to track me down vigorously, right? Because she wanted to hire me to investigate something and to post something, all right? So I sit and listen to the lady's story and all the despair that she experienced in the story, right? And some of it was horrible, really. What's up, Bercy Truck? I ain't seen you in a minute. Some of it was horrible, really. I'm not going to even go into details till he keep talking crazy, and I have to say the real details. I'm still trying to be a real cat. But this lady happened to be Attorney Burrell's wife. Okay? Am I lying, babe? So like a real nigga, I said, baby, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. I said, let me call him and let me call you and let me arbitrate. We can work this out. She said, ain't nothing I can work out. It's what I told you. And I still couldn't be malicious, right? So I call the nigga and I tell him, hey man, you on the internet maligning me, right?
What the fuck I just did? So I call him, nigga, you on the internet maligning me. It sounds like a blackmail tactic about to happen. It's just my opinion. Cause you ain't calling and was like, yeah, man, look, bro, your wife giving me some shit on you, bro. I was trying to sit y'all down to have this talk. You hear me? So they don't get too far, but she ain't trying to talk to you. You hear me? But I'm just letting you know she passing around this information. Did you see that when you called them? Let's see what you said.
Oh, the sidewalk jumping in the 7 today. People walking through. Yeah. How y'all doing? Hey, I see you, Queen Arlene. Trusting the process, I see you. Ronaldo, I see you.
Good morning, good morning. It's a happy congratulations.
And then another thing, while we waiting for him to get back to where he was. Another thing, graping and drugs, them dudes was working for a sports team. Like, of course you don't supposed to be in that type of shit. This dude is a podcaster that reports on news. You feel me? This is two totally different things. He's a reporter. Like, I ain't never hear Fox 8 get on Lee Zurich ass what the other nigga name is? The other nigga I forgot the other nigga name, you heard me? But I ain't never see them getting on niggas ass for doing their little background shit and all their investigations and shit, you heard me? Nobody ain't tell Fox News nothing about them. Saying.
Thing looking like a nigga mama. Beautiful thing. Free Skip, you're right. Look, I want to tell y'all, let me address that first.
I get the big
Posts that y'all are seeing, they not to help Skip. They hurting Skip, actually. They're for clout. And I just had to say that right out the bat.
B, your post her Skip, B. And it was for to get attention of the people that was voting. So you could call that clout too on some shit. I'm just being fair.
For me, everybody know how I'm coming. And so, Nola Comedy Clips, beat who down? There is no virtual consequence for a real nigga. That virtual consequences ain't real to me. But what I do want to say is this. This is what y'all came to hear, and I'm going to let you hear it. I look up the other day, I see a post about Oliver Thomas' wife, sponsorship, Burrell. I look up today for the fourth or fifth time, see a post about me, sponsorship, Burrell, right? So that's why I brought up how Allen Iverson lost his bread.
Say what Oliver Thomas' wife got to do with you? That was between Mo flipping and murder. Am I tripping? Didn't murder bring up Oliver Thomas' wife?
And how Kobe Bryant lost his bread, right? You can't sponsor something and say you're not responsible for what it's doing and producing. Yeah, right? So here's the deal. I didn't want to do this, but I see I'm going to have to now. When me and my wife first got married, about 4 years ago, we were sitting in the yard playing with our dogs and the phone rang. It was a lady who had an issue and was trying to track me down vigorously, right? Because she wanted to hire me to investigate something and to post something, all right? So I sit and listen to the lady's story and all the despair that she experienced in the story, right? And some of it was horrible, really. What's up, Bercy Truck? I ain't seen you in a minute. Some of it was horrible, really. I'm not going to even go into details till he keep talking crazy and I have to say the real details. I'm still trying to be a real cat. But this lady happened to be Attorney Burrell's wife. Okay? Am I lying, babe? So like a real nigga, I said, baby, oh no. I'm not going to do that. I said, let me call him.
That'll be his wife trying to go.
Call you and let me arbitrate. We can work this out. She said, ain't nothing I can work out. It's what I told you. And I still couldn't be malicious, right? So I call the nigga and I tell him, hey man, you on the internet maligning me, right? But look what fell in my lap. I said, I could be a dirty ass nigga, but I don't move like that.
He wasn't calling on the positive shit. That's on some, yeah, bitch, you been playing with me. Now look how I got you. Yeah, man. Stop playing with a nigga, you hear me? Cause I got dirt on you now. That wasn't on no look, bitch. Man, your girl want me to investigate you, brother. You hear me? I know you're a black man trying to do your thing, bro. I ain't trying to fuck with that like that, bro. But she going around and she giving information. I don't know, bro. You need to probably get ahead of that type shit. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. This definitely wasn't it.
So then I urged her and him to get counseling.
Wait.
And I told
After you told her that, you heard what the fuck? You think I'm gonna walk here, a nigga tell me that and then urge me to get counseling afterwards? Like, what the fuck? Look, nigga, this fell in my lap. Niggas quit playing on me. You hear me? But look, you need to go get
her that I wasn't going to act maliciously on him. The reason why she really called me is because at the time, me and him was going back and forth on Facebook. And she thought I was opportunist and I was going to jump on it for the views. And she was really hurt. She had legitimate gripes, right? Huh, B? Okay, to where my wife had to talk to her to calm her down. Huh, B?
Separately.
Okay, separately from me, okay? So when I look up and see that he's sponsoring a post about me allegedly beating my wife, and he know, and all the shit with Oliver Thomas's wife, and he know the grace I gave him as a black man, a professional black man in the city. That's why y'all need to understand that little.
I thought you wasn't on the malicious shit. If you wasn't being malicious, what's this about giving a nigga grace? It's not making sense.
Boy is a little boy. And that's why I had to son him. And I ain't have his number. I called Fuller and everybody this morning trying to get his number. And everybody was busy. I ain't blaming Fuller or nobody else. Because he's not going to be responsible for these posts.
Wait a minute. You just said you called them. Who the fuck? Wait. I thought you said you called them and told a nigga you gave them grace and that they need counseling. I confused, mama.
That are affecting people's homes and livelihoods, and then say he don't have nothing to do with it. He's a lawyer. I know he know better. Culpability. So if he want me to file something, we could do that. I'll drag you through court. But I'd just rather talk to you and say either stop sponsoring it or admit that you have a culpability. Because either way, that's how it's gonna go. Either way, brother. See, I ain't cussed this time. See, I ain't talking crazy because I mean what I'm saying. How dare you sponsor something with alleged things against me that's been investigated by the police and I'm found not guilty. No, the investigation said I ain't do nothing wrong, but I can prove that your wife called me in distress and afraid of you, my nigga, afraid of you. So don't play with me because you're supposed to be the lawyer that rights people's wrongs. You sponsoring bullshit on this machine and you want to be taken seriously, nigga? Very unprofessional. I'm waiting to see what your response is because I will shut your business down I will, and I know how, and I don't even want to do that. I just want to put you in your place, brother. Stop playing with your elder, youngster. Upset the setup. Fierce allegiance. You are who you rock with. Yeah, Burrell is the one that I need to go and talk to, because how can you sponsor a post about me allegedly beat my wife with no proof, and I can prove you done beat yours? Upset the setup.
Your business in a negative fashion and form.
Upset the setup. Fierce allegiance. You are who you rock with. Period.
So, but
How can you prove it by just saying that the wife told you that? That shit is alleged. Like, that's alleged. How could you prove that? But if y'all don't know, Burrell responded in the comments. Fuck with that bingo here, with that $50 entry. The grand prize is an exotic Yorkie. That's pressure for $50. You can win a Yorkie. What y'all do?
Attorney Burrell, my number's still the same. 617-3080. When you was calling me nervous trying to figure out if I was going to expose your shit, you still got that same number, right? Call me today, bro, because
Ooh, look at them free skip these man crazy in the comments. All that. Let me move this out the way. Yeah. Ooh. So, no, no, why did it? He said, in my career, stop it. My number won't ever change. But I'm listening to Drake right now. I'm busy. Never called you nervous. Stop it. Right? Byron responded, okay, sure. You did call me. Say I'm lying, counselor. So he responded with, I returned the call after you text me over 10 times while I'm asleep. Stop with the cat, bro. There's no need for any talk. You want there to be an issue with you. I don't have one. I don't have one. Nothing further needs to be said. You sure that's your final answer while we still talking? Or are these your final answers? And are you gonna call me for a resolution? Then he put his number. So as I told you last time, who do you think you are to tell me I need to call you for a resolution? I've said what I said. If you want there to be a problem, then there's a problem. Ooh, Lord. It's my daughter's birthday today. We can get on to this internet shit tomorrow if that's what you want. Oh Lord, you know you're killing me. By response, I clearly asked for clarity on whatever issue you have with me. Yes, he didn't have an issue. You can sponsor stories about me allegedly beating my wife and swear you are unculpable counselor. Or you gonna make me file something? Or you gonna have a post regarding me and then check tour that your sponsorship perpetuated and bunch and expressly consented. Play with me if you want, Lil. Oh Lord, that was a threat. And then he put his number again. Man, I'm a man, Attorney Burrell says. I'm a man at the end of the day. If your beef is with another man posting, then it's not with me. I can't even tell you what video you are even speaking on. What I told y'all. Niggas don't be knowing that shit. You hear me? I don't control murder. He's a grown man and have been running my ass for months from Boosie, Jay-Z, and others. If you're really tripping on what he's posting, you just want to have an issue with me. You just want to have an issue with me because you know that don't have nothing to do with it. Right? Right. So he said, I don't have beef, or I would not be talking, bro. You gonna let your ego do you? What the fuck? What? That's crazy. Since these are your final answers, I'm gonna respond on the live immediately. I just told you what it is. You don't need to talk to me on the phone. You came to the internet. I answered you on the internet so everybody can see what it is. I don't have an issue with you. You just said you don't have one with me. That's the end in the story. This is a PSA to anybody read. What murder do is what murder do. Don't have nothing to do with me. You came on the internet via sponsorship, brother. Ain't you a lawyer, brother? Man, I've been on the internet since before then. But I have a problem with Boosie now too because Murder put my ad on the Boosie Dick video. I have a problem with Fox News if my ads run on CNN. Make it make sense. Ooh, Lord, that's big, uh-huh. If you want a problem, cool. But if you don't answer, but if you don't, the answer is them. Shit. But if you had a problem with you and you asked it on the internet, I answered it on the internet for all to see. Take it beyond that is on you. It's somebody comment. That clown just talking. You heard me? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. You did. You fuck with the sponsors. You heard me? But that was a lot between Byron and Mr. Burrell. I think Mr. Burrell responded correctly and decently. I don't think, he could have said anything less, anything more. That's just me. I just feel like Byron is his gripes is with the wrong person. Respect. Respect the wrong person. With that. Just it. And I can't hear it.
Hey, are you?
Man, that was a lot for this morning. I don't know if y'all missed the whole little shit. But we had a lot this morning. On Instagram, I played the little video here, but I ain't trying to watch that shit again. But yeah, man. Byron, man, you need to cool out, man. Be at court for Skip, man. That's all I can see, man. Cause dude ain't your enemy. Dude ain't your enemy, man. It's it's some. I'm gone, y'all. I'm gonna come back on this bitch a little later, y'all. Just jokes with y'all. Quick jokes, y'all.